Stop by Heights Finance Corporation today and see Sandy List for all your financial needs. We're located in the Carl Pierce Furniture Building at 220 East Central Avenue in LaFollette, Tennessee. We offer loans from $500 to $100,000. Former bankruptcies are welcome, so give them a call. Call 563-6797. That's 563-6797. Or stop by their office 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
The Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT. The Mule Pro FXT is engineered to smooth out the most rugged terrain. Over 8.5 inches of suspension travel make uneven surfaces feel a lot less jarring, while a tight 16-foot turning radius combined with electric power steering means easy and effortless cornering on a dime. Engine braking is tuned for a controlled feel when heading downhill, and high output LED headlights light up the way. Round out this exceptional package with the maximum stopping power of front and rear disc brakes, and there's almost nothing the Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT.
Hi, I'm Ann Love with Linda Kilgore State Farm Agency. I have worked in the insurance and financial services industry for over 20 years, formerly with the John R.W. Brown Agency. I'm a native Campbell County and enjoy helping people with their insurance needs. Stop by and see me for all your insurance needs.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor. Here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Are you missing out on extra Medicare benefits that you may be entitled to? Hi, my name is Blake McCoy with Independent Insurance Consultants. If you have Medicare A and B and have Medicaid, TennCare, Q&B, or receive extra help on your prescription, drug premium, and copays, I want to make sure that you are receiving all the extra benefits that you are entitled to. Call me toll-free today, 1-866-691-5571, and let me help you.
Oh, good evening, everyone, and welcome again to Campbell County Issues. Folks, I think I'm going to be able to make it all 2 hours with you tonight. So if you got any subjects you would like to talk about, anything, or anyone out there, I'm all ready for you. And I've got a few little things I want to talk about myself. I was reading the paper here and just get some of this stuff off my mind. I see where LaFollette was going to add some play equipment and what have you to the sergeant, Dr. Sargent's walkway or park down there. I just wanted to put a little, I guess, little bug in your ear. About 3 years ago, I got involved in a project in Scott County, and it's called Play with No Boundaries. Play with No Boundaries. It was to where you could, they had swings that kids could swing in. They had things that where you could actually roll your wheelchair. You can go up and down anywhere, and swings that handicapped kids can use. They don't put down wooden chips and stuff like that. It has a real solid cushion to where if kids fall that they don't get hurt. Let me get this phone call. You're on the air.
Hey, Brother R.L.
How you doing, buddy?
Well, I'm doing fair. Listen, I just like to let the whole Campbell County know that Maynard Sweat pulled my wife's truck in, and he charged her $250 from Tow String Road to right there in town. And I checked with all the other all the other tow drivers. They only charge $45.
I mean,
Just because he's got a personal problem against us, that's what he charged.
well,
They put it on hold for so many days, and they charged $666. He think I didn't have the money to go get it out, but he's crazy. And I tell you what,
wait a minute now. You can't just come on my show and use it to jump on to people because you think they've done you wrong. That does sound excessive, very excessive. And I do know that I can understand why you would call that service in the first place with the relationship that you all have with him. And I know he's a next door neighbor.
well, not only a next door neighbor, it's a next door junkyard.
Okay.
That's what it is.
And
But he is being investigated by the high people.
I thought you just had that worked out.
Well, the commissioners lied to me to get me to vote for them and other people to vote for them, said they would take care of it. And they did not do it.
Well, they've had plenty of time because they've been in office now, 6 months.
That's exactly right. The commissioners lied just like everybody else lied.
Well, what about the tax assessor? What did they do?
They lowered my property taxes 30%.
So that did get done.
That got done.
But now, be honest with you, that your home was there before that junkyard was put right in your yard.
But right, it ain't zoned to be a junkyard. It's zoned to be a residential area. It's right on the deed. A residential area.
Uh-huh.
It's on the deed.
But I do see that, look like they would just buy your property or do something because it's
My property ain't for sale for no amount of money.
Oh, okay. I know it's a beautiful place there, and I tell you, I don't understand why anyone would want to come over that far and not at least box it in or something, because and I know that there's gotta be rodents all over the place because that's just a haven for roving.
Exactly right. I put out
Rats,
that poison and
snakes.
everything in the world here, and they still coming right on in. And it's dangerous for snakes too.
Oh, no question about it.
Yes, it is. And I've tried to be honest with that man, but I've went my limit on him.
I can't understand why you $200 something.
I'll tell you what. He is elected constable, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, he's elected constable.
No, he's not.
Why is he driving a constable car around? Why is he?
Well, he was appointed because he didn't qualify for as an elected officer.
Well,
but he was
you're not
voted.
reading right or nothing.
Well, I don't know about that. That's
I do know it.
But here's what I'm saying is I don't know, and we can't. I definitely can't solve the problem sitting here. But I'm saying he is not an elected official. He was appointed. He was on the ballot, and got the votes to, but he actually did not qualify to do the job. But he got appointed. If you're looking, I believe it was Meigs County, the high sheriff
Right.
got elected by a big margin, but they wouldn't let him take the seat. But The
I don't know who that fella is. It's either on Tuesday night or Wednesday night comes on
Yeah,
on that show there that you on.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, see, he even said, yeah, see, he's got a GED and everything.
I have no idea.
I do.
But all I'm
He
saying is,
he bought it.
But
He
this-
said it's fake
but-
off the internet.
but the judge here, and I guess the election commission, somebody, they went ahead and appointed Mr. Sweat as a constable. So,
Yeah.
but now he wasn't. He was on the ballot. He got enough votes to be elected, but
Well, see, he's in this jurisdiction here.
it was illegal.
He went out plumbing toe string in his other constable jurisdiction. He's not allowed to do that.
Well, why did he pull your wife's car
Well, it's her truck.
or her car or truck?
Cause they said my son stole some stuff, and he got out and left the truck.
Oh,
But he didn't.
well, I know there's a lot of suspicion goes on around your
Exactly
son,
right.
but
And I tell you what, if anybody's done any crooked work, this man up here done crooked work. He's
Right.
done it to us.
I
But you know what? These officials here, they lie about it and won't do nothing about it. They'll promise you a snowball in hell, and that's it.
appreciate. How's your health?
My health's all right.
Oh, okay.
And I got a new grandbaby here. It's only 2 months old.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
I love her to death.
I if I was your son,
And what is she going to do right here in my yard, less than 150 feet away? What's she going to do in my yard here? You get out here playing, go to burn that junkyard and get hurt.
oh, I can't
She can't
imagine.
read and write. She can't read and write.
I understand.
You understand? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Ariel, you have a good night and God bless you, sir.
Okay, we'll see you. I'm not a sir. I'm your brother.
I know, brother. I know. I know.
Okay, we'll
I
talk.
get carried away.
We'll talk to you later.
All right, brother.
Okay, bye. I know. I have nothing against Maynard Sweat, or I have nothing against nobody, but I really don't understand how anyone could put in a beautiful place, folks. It's beautiful up in that valley anywhere you know, and put a junkyard and it not even closed in and anything within 150 feet of a home. It's beyond me. But like I said, I have nothing against Mr. Sweat, but I know that the callers, they've had some serious problems, and see, I understand now where because Mr. Sweat does have a towing business, and the law can call anywhere they want to and have whoever they want, unless that somebody else has, or if the person's been notified, here's your vehicle, and I don't know, I don't know how you could charge somebody of anything on that until if that kid goes to trial and is convicted, then he can be made pay fines, and they can actually, if he did what they accused him of, they could actually take the vehicle. They could, the judge, and that's how they come up with some of this stuff to where they have these sales, and they can honestly take the vehicle if his child is proven that he did what they're accusing him of and he was driving that vehicle. You're on the air.
Ariel,
Uh-huh.
did you make it home okay last week?
Oh yeah, I made it fine.
Glad you're back tonight. Maybe you don't have to leave early tonight.
Right, yeah, that's a good thing, because,
They're giving another one for us Thursday night.
I know. Yeah,
I hope it don't come.
I'm telling you, I'm over it. I'm ready for summer.
We was down staying for 2 weeks. I stayed down 2 weeks.
You know, I was talking to a person where their spouse had passed away, and they are in a business, and they couldn't get out to their business for almost 2 weeks. And I said, he said, I was cooped up in that house for almost 2 weeks and couldn't go anywhere. He said,
that's what it was here. They finally come out and got the roads graded though. Till a person could get out.
well, I'll tell you, this one is a lot different than most of them. I've never had as much ice on my driveway or on my steps coming into the house, the little porch, and my back deck. I got a big back deck. The ice, I still got ice in some spots on my back deck 2 or 3 inches thick.
Wow. Well, our electric bill was nearly $200 this month.
Well,
But it was so cold, you know.
mine was, the thing about it is, but my stupidity, I built too big a house, and my electric bill is over $500.
Wow.
So I'm going to have to get me another job.
Oh, well, glad you're back.
Oh, I'm so.
Got any interesting topics tonight?
Yeah, I got one, especially that I'm going to talk about here just in a few minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. But I was talking about the playground, and it's Play with No Boundaries is $176,000. But I would suggest that anyone that's on that board down there, or anyone that's on the board of the recreation center, go to Oneida City Park. Go to Oneida City Park. When you go in the park, you go down to where the gymnasium is at, and it's sitting right beside the road, beside the gymnasium, and you'll see what they have got there. I mean, it doesn't look like it's, should cost that much, but if you're even building it out of wood, but everything, there's no sharp edges anywhere. There's this some kind of, I guess, artificial plastic or something other, but it's tougher nails. And anyway, they come and install it. They do the whole thing, and I can't remember how many square feet it is, but I'm telling you, it's a good thing. And that way you're thinking about not just ordinary kids, every child. There's some way to let every child use that by helping. If they can't walk or they don't, but they actually have swings to where you can put them in the swing, and you can secure them in a swing to where you can actually swing the kid. They have teeter-totters that you can. You just need to see it. You're on the air.
Yes, Ariel, I've got a question. I was wanting to see, who would you see about like these nursing homes that when you got people in there and they leave these people for hours on hours from one shift to the other, and then soaked and wet and all that, and they don't change them. And even the people in the therapy parts are talking about it.
Well,
Who do you see to get some action on that?
okay, my best information or advice that I can give you is you first find out who is the owner of the nursing home.
Yeah.
And then I would talk to them about it. And if I didn't get action, then you go to your county commission. Now, you know they can't just put those nursing homes in your county without first getting a license and
No, I'm talking about where they have people that's in the nursing homes here in Campbell County that's not took care of, that they just leave people laying all day long in their own.
well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what you find out. Then you go talk to that person and hey, say, and they may tell you, hey, go ahead and move them to another one, and go ahead and do what you need to do. But then you go to your county court, and they have to look into that and see. And in your health department, when you get your county court and your health department involved, and if they don't give you some satisfaction, then you go to state.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like you. I mean, if I've got somebody laying there in feces and urine, I'm not going to put up with it, and I don't think anybody should. Those people.
They shouldn't, Oil.
The thing about it is,
People don't deserve it, and they've got workers in there that are absolutely too lazy to do their job.
well, here's probably the thing about it: the people that own it are making buku-goons of money, and they hire instead of professional people, they get the cheapest they can possibly get, and pay them as little as they can pay them, and.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, that goes, they say, well, I can't, I can't pay no more. It's people that does the interviewing and the hiring and the firing, they have to do a better job screening people, because you got some people out there that's not going to work in a pie factory.
I know it.
And
I'm telling you what, it's a shame you go into the nursing home and see these people laying like that unattended. I mean, they got people that works it but don't do it.
yeah, I know what you're saying. I've seen some of that too.
Yeah. And you can go through and you can smell it. I mean, from one room to the next.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm not putting no feather up here, okay?
Yeah.
Huntsville nursing home.
Yeah.
This happened probably 6 or 7 years ago. Every time I went down there, I honestly, my stepmother was in the nursing home there, and every time I would go there, it stunk so bad it would just almost make you sick.
Yeah.
And so I went and talked to the people and talked to the head nurse, and I asked them, I said, what's wrong here? It's awful. I can't stand to come here. There's a chicken house right over there from somewhere, this or that. I said, that's not chicken stuff that I'm smelling. It's urine. I can smell it from the time I get out of my car coming in here. So anyway, I went to the health department, and I told them about the chicken house. They knew about the chicken house. They knew. I said, how do you let that happen down there? How do you just turn your back on that? Either they need to be, that nursing home need to be closed, or the chicken house needs to be something, or if that's the problem. But the problem is not the chicken house, I don't believe, because
Yeah.
I think I know what chicken houses smell like. And anyway, it wasn't long. I'll go to that nursing home. I never smelt not one thing. They can say whatever they want to, but the health department, they're supposed to be in there making sure that's not happening.
Well, I tell you what, it's a shame. I swear it is. These old people, they don't deserve that. I don't care no matter what. They draw the money off of them old people. They get their checks or whatever they're paying, whatever, and they just don't deserve that.
I agree with you 100%. And they get everything, you know.
Oh yeah.
And then they get monies from the county and from the state to help operate those. And I'm telling you, if the people don't complain, then nothing's going to be done about it.
Yeah, I know it don't do no good to inside the nursing home. They say, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. They just keep passing the buck on that.
Right. You have to go to the people where it hurts their pocketbook.
Yeah, when you pull on that hip, getting that folding going down there, it bothers them, don't it?
That's right. Appreciate your call.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
I was that one that was talking about the nursing homes there.
You was talking about what?
Hey, that one man was talking about the nursing homes.
Yes.
I'll tell you, one here in La Paz really changed over to a better place. The one behind Long John Silver's down there.
Uh-huh.
Their nurses are registered nurses, and they got the CNAs, certified nursing assistants,
Uh-huh.
and every one of them has went to school for what they're doing.
So now my brother's wife, sister, was over there in the nursing home. Now she was happy to get to go home, but you know, my brother told me that she had never been any place that she enjoyed. She actually hated to leave some of the people that helped her and worked with her, and some of the patients. And
We're down here.
yeah, and she lives over in Scott County, and she said that if she ever had to go into the nursing home, that's where she wants to go.
I was in there last year for 63 days myself
Uh-huh.
for rehabilitation where I couldn't walk and that.
Uh-huh.
And they treated me extremely well. I mean, I have got no complaints about that place whatsoever.
And she said the food was fabulous.
Oh, the food's good. All the staff is excellent. Everyone on the staff is excellent.
Oh, that's great.
You can ring that buzzer and they're there, Johnny, on the spot. You don't, you know. And so I'm sure he couldn't be talking about that place.
Now, I might be wrong, but I think I know where. But I'm not going to say nothing.
I heard of one. Well, you probably talk about the one up the hospital on the hill in Handbag, from what I understand.
Yeah. Talk to you later.
Okay, and we'll talk to you later, buddy. You have a safe trip home.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're on the air.
Ariel, that gentleman that was just there,
Uh-huh.
said he got some good help down there. I'm sure I am. I'm glad he got down there.
Yeah.
There are a lot of them down there that it takes hours on time for them to answer the buzzer, and sometimes they don't even get changed from one shift to the other after they've been told 2 or 3 times.
Now that's
I
not.
don't know what section he was in.
Yeah, I just know that my brother's wife's sister, she really liked that nursing home. But now I had my wife's aunt was at another nursing home here, and they weren't pleased at all. Appreciate your call. Thank you. I'll take this call and then I got to go to break. You're on the air.
Is this Trading Post?
No, this is R.L. Gibson. This is Campbell County Issues. We'll go to break. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Stop by Heights Finance Corporation today and see Sandy List for all your financial needs. We're located in the Carl Pierce Furniture Building at 220 East Central Avenue in Eufaula, Tennessee. We offer loans from $500 to $100,000. Former bankruptcies are welcome, so give them a call. Call 563-6797. That's 563-6797. Or stop by their office 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. If you live for the outdoors, there's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement. Polaris, the world leader in off-road innovation.
Hi, I'm Cindy Christian with Linda Kilgore State Farm. I've been providing excellent customer service for State Farm customers for 4 years now. I'm licensed in auto, home, life, and health. Come in and see me for all your insurance needs.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Are you missing out on extra Medicare benefits that you may be entitled to? Hi, my name is Blake McCoy with Independent Insurance Consultants. If you have Medicare A and B and have Medicaid, TennCare, Q&B, or receive extra help on your prescription, drug premium, and copays, I want to make sure that you are receiving all the extra benefits that you are entitled to. Call me toll-free today. 1-866-691-5571 and let me help you.
Okay, we're back. Anyway, any subject you want to talk about, anything you want to talk about tonight, I'm all for it. But here's the one thing that I wanted to ask you all. There's two or three I'll ask. But I seen in the paper where the Barkley kid, and on the news, was released and having, I guess, been forced to move out of state. Now, I have no idea what always been said or been done, but I do have an opinion. Let me get this call. You're on the air.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that man, if he's having problems down there, he needs to go to the patient rep.
Yes.
That's the one he needs to go to. If they don't get no help there, then he can go to the Department of Health.
Right.
What to go to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that'd be his best recourse right there.
Yeah, because I'm not going to let my loved ones just lay in a, especially if I'm paying for it and I'm able, even if I'm able to get there or disabled, I'll have somebody else. I wouldn't allow my family members to lay around in that. I'd do something other. I don't know what I could do, but as far as forcing an issue, but I'd do something. They wouldn't stay there.
Well, see, it has to be up to standards because I was there through the Department of Veterans Affairs out of Mountain Home. I spent 10 days in Mountain Home Hospital. VA hospital.
Yeah.
They sent me to the nursing home down here for rehabilitation. And they are certified to the VA. Because the VA rep stopped by and talked to me a couple of times to see how the place was. And she also looked around it. And she couldn't find nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
She asked me how things was going and everything. I said I couldn't be in no better hands.
Great.
You know.
Appreciate your call.
That's it. That'd be his best recourse right there.
Yep. Appreciate your call. Thank you.
I started putting 2 cents in, but
ain't no problem. No problem. I need calls. But Do you think that moving the young man to another state and where he has a freedom to roam, I just don't know how that's going to change anything. It's evident that the young man needs help. But I wouldn't want, let's just say that we had someone in the state of Virginia having the same problem that he's having, so let's just move him into Tennessee. Do you think that is a good idea? You're on the air.
Hey, big guy.
Yeah.
Hey, you better be careful not to slip on that ice on your back deck and fall, because you wouldn't stop rolling until you hit Pall Mall on the other side of Jamestown.
Okay, now, see, I'm not going back on that back porch until it falls.
Hey, that issue you were talking, what were you just talking about?
Yes.
I was trying to dial the phone and got the wrong number. What were you just talking about?
I was talking about that the judge releasing the Barkley kid to move into Virginia.
Hey, you know, one of them young social workers accused his daddy of having an affair with her, and he was upset. He was going over to the social work office in Knoxville to complain. My thought was, if a pretty young thing like that said she had an affair with me, I'd be going around town bragging about it.
I know you're going to have something to say about something, but now...
Hey, look, you know, so, time you say, yeah, boy, that was good. That was fun, too.
But here's my point. If someone had the same problems that young man has in the state of Virginia, would you...
It's Virginia's problem now.
But
we should have helped buy him a bus ticket.
But here's my problem. I wouldn't want the Virginia to do us that way, would you?
Well, just don't tell them. Just send him up there and let him find out the hard way. Hey, maybe we can even get him enrolled in that.
Now, I'm asking, the question is, do you think that's the way to deal with that problem? Do you think it's going to help anybody?
In this county, how can you be surprised? We got a better judicial system now than we've had for the last 28 years. So, hey, let's be happy. If they can, maybe we can send a few to Kentucky, a few to Illinois. We, get rid of a whole bunch of our problems.
Yeah.
I think Amanda Salmons is doing a good job. I don't care what they say about her in the men's room.
You are crazy.
What?
No, it ain't no what.
She is doing a good job. We're behind her 100%.
Well, I didn't say she wasn't doing a good job. But the way you said it, I was taking it as you was insinuating.
Who was
Because if a man's talking about Miss Salmons in the men's room, it's not going to be a pleasant conversation about.
Now wait a minute, you're assuming something that has no evidentiary background.
Okay.
You can't effectuate that statement without evidence. Now let's not go there. But anyway, have you got Mr. Henson and Aunt Hester to agree to come on your show?
I got Aunt Hester.
I told I asked R.L. Henson, I said, are you going to beat me out of a steak dinner? He said, I'll buy you one. So, I don't know. Because I'd really like to have him. I'd hate to be on there with Aunt Hester by myself. she's way too intellectual for me. I'd never be able to handle her. And Mr. Henson, he's real smart, and he has an intellect and a mind that works.
Wait a minute. Don't get something started here tonight.
And he,
because I seen what she said about me and you and the other guy in the paper this week. Do you read the paper?
Oh, what was in the paper? What paper?
The Journal. The Christian Journal.
I was in the Christian Journal?
Yep.
What was... I'm sorry, I've never submitted anything to the Christian Journal.
No. It's what Ann Hester said about you in the...
Oh, about me?
Yeah, and me, and let me make sure, let me find it here. And so you hadn't read Aunt Hester. She says, I settled back and sipping on my tea, and there was the face of R.L. Gibson, and he began his show by talking, by taking his shirt and wringing it all the sweat out of it. When he was done, he took his first call. The voice of the phone began to shriek and go on about how they wanted someone to come to their house and fan them, because if they didn't, he would remember their lack of service to them. I mean, going down there. The next caller stated, she was definitely talking about you, about, I'm having a hard time reading.
That's all right. Hey.
And it goes on, and it talks about, you know, just like insinuating some of the stuff that you said, and that's when I realized it wasn't summer, it was snowing again, and I had to fall back asleep while trying to watch the news and trying to understand all the gloom and doom, that ISIS, which means Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. She gets.
Did Aunt Hester say something about tea? Drinking her tea?
Yes.
What is that? What's that special tea that has all that alcohol in it? What do they call that? Russian tea or something?
I have no idea. Appreciate your call.
Okay, buddy.
See you.
Take care now.
Okay, bye-bye.
Glad to have you. Looking good.
Okay, thanks. You're on the air?
Brother R.L.
Hey, buddy.
The only reason they got my son is violation of probation.
Okay.
So they didn't have no right to hold a truck or nothing.
So I would definitely have to go to court with it.
Well, it's going to go more further than the courts. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, okay.
I've done call the Attorney General and everything.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Barkley, or is it General Barkley? What's his name? Isn't it? That's the county. Huh?
Yeah.
He's good. He's really good.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
He said, I will investigate it all.
Yeah, he's good. Appreciate your call, buddy.
You too, R.L., and you have a good night.
Yeah.
God bless you, brother.
We'll see you sometimes. Bye. Okay. So we don't have any opinions about sending someone out of state, and the young man needs help, and if he don't get help, he's not gonna survive in that atmosphere there either. You're on the air.
Yes. Could you tell me if there's school in Campbell County anymore?
I would say there is, because usually whenever they don't have any school, they let me know so I can tell everybody. So I'd say there is school. Now there's a good chance that you won't have school Thursday if the weathermen are right.
Well.
Okay.
Well, we've been getting a lot of snow. So,
yeah. You went to school? You went to school today, didn't you?
Huh?
Did you go to school today?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I don't go to school.
Oh, okay. You must be a little older.
Yes, I am.
Well, you don't sound too old.
Yes, I mean, that's what a lot of people have told me, but, you know, hey, I'll take it as like a good compliment, you know, and
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I appreciate people if, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you're old enough to be out of school. Let's put it that way. Okay.
Well, I'm in my upper 30s.
Upper 30s?
Upper 30s, yes, sir.
Man, you sure don't sound like it.
Well, I sure appreciate it, and this is the first time I'm calling your show, so.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
Well, I've not been sort of watching Channel 12 as much as I should, you know, but I heard that your name is Mr. Ariel Gibson.
Gibson, yes. My name's Ariel Gibson.
Well, thank you, and
I appreciate your call.
thank you.
Okay. Now, that floors me there. She does not sound like she's in her upper 30s. She sounds just like a teenager. You're on the air?
Yeah, I'd like to maybe talk a little bit about the little Bartley guy, little Kenny, I guess. Did you say that they sent him to Virginia?
Yes, he's been released and he will be living in the state of Virginia.
Well, how long, Ariel, was he incarcerated prior to this last charge?
It's probably been 3 to 4 months.
But I mean, did he stay? I mean, when he done murder or whatever?
He spent 8 years.
Well, he was a real young guy when that happened, wasn't he? Like 13, 14?
14 years old.
Well, I almost think maybe he has paid his debt to society, and I think he probably, I don't know what kind of help he needs. It sounds to me like he does need probably 8 more years of counseling with a professional doctor or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he needs to be incarcerated and put back in the penitentiary, but we know the young man has got some problems.
Yes, that's a fact.
And why would we be sending our problems to somebody else's state when we wouldn't want somebody else sending their problems to our state, because we know he's got a problem?
Well, that's correct. I think I didn't know that they had, I don't ever get the paper or nothing. I'm always busy, but I didn't know that he was released and shipped out of here to Virginia until just a while ago. I was listening to you, and maybe he can get up there and maybe if he can get out of the spotlight or whatever, they've made a circus out of it. I just wonder if it had been me or you that would have happened to down there that was the victim. I just wonder if it would have been a big top story on the news every day, and when he goes to court, the cameras is there. I don't know as he has grown up, or even if he is grown up in his head. But anyway, what I'm saying, this is something that he's going to have to live with the rest of his life, and I don't know if he'll ever come out of the state of mind that he's in. I've met him a couple times after he was released, and I seen him down there at the flea market, and I remember him when he was a boy. And to me, just talking with him at the flea market that day after he was released, and talking with him when he was like 7 or 8, it's the same little kid that I remember talking to when he was 7 or 8. I mean, I don't think, under the circumstances, I think, if I'm wrong, fix me, I think he got under the influence of some kind of pill Xanax, I heard. And
Right.
I've been told that that's a very dangerous drug to make you do things that you don't even know that you're doing. I'm not trying to justify what he done, but I think maybe when he did do it, he had intentions of doing harm, but I don't know if he meant for it to go that far. But that's about all I guess I have to say about it.
Okay, appreciate your call.
All right.
Thank you. You're on the air.
How's your wife for doing with her? How's your wife for doing with her defibrillator and her?
She's able to walk through the house now.
Well, is she? Well, I can't get this thing on mute.
Well, let me just say.
I think I got it then.
Okay. And let me just say this: the big thing is, it's just something that has to work through. The heart has to get stronger some way, somehow, or there's nothing can be done.
Well, is she gaining any weight? No. Well, if she's walking through the house, she'll be after you, boy.
She's already.
Okay. Take care, Ari.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the call. Okay. I got to tell you a cute little story, and Hazel Valley sent this to me. How many of you out there remember Rodney Dangerfield? And I feel like Rodney Dangerfield right now because of all the health problems and everything else that's happened. It's Rodney Dangerfield said one time his luck was so bad if he bought a cemetery, people would quit dying. So I thought that was very funny. I like a little humor every once in a while, but that seems like the way it is with me right now. It's just one thing after another about illness. But when you stop and think about it, folks, whenever I was a kid, the average lifespan was 64 years old because you couldn't draw until you're 65. And that's the reason why things has changed so much about your Social Security and stuff, is because they had it just a little bit above the average life cycle. Now the average life in the United States is about 77 years old. So it's things change. So anyway, we're getting old, but I plan to live out my average lifespan. May not, but I'm shooting for it. And with this diabetes, it's something else. And I got a subject I want to talk about when we come back. And I know a lot of people out there don't want to hear me talk about it. But we're going to talk about abortion. And I'll tell you why I'm going to talk about it. But I'm going to wait till that after the break, because I want to have time for us to discuss it some. But right now, by this time tomorrow night, we'll have a foreign prime minister or president of another company addressing our legislative body. And the first time in history that another country's president or prime minister has ever been addressed our assembly without the president even knowing anything about it. It was a done deal. And I'm asking, is John Boehner, is he trying to play president? Or is he trying to show his power? How many of you out there? See, I jumped on this the first week. The first day I come in, I'm not for that. I am not for that. And I think there'll be people that will go that don't want to go because, and listen to that speech, because they are afraid that they're actually in support of our president. That all of any president, I'm telling you right now, and you all know it, I still say to the day I died, George Bush is the worst president in my time. Now, I don't know about anybody else's because I wasn't there to see it. But I've been to a lot of presidents. In fact, I was 4 years old whenever Roosevelt died, and Truman. I remember Truman, and all the way up. I remember all of them. Okay, and Eisenhower. The only thing that I can think of that Eisenhower did well was build our interstate system. That's one of the great things that was done for America. And he done that with the help of a Democrat. His name happened to be Albert Gore. So a Democrat and a Republican were working together. Now we can't seem to even get them to much more than talk to each other. And we going and even talking to the head of other countries without even consulting the president to let them know what's going on until it's already been announced. That's not good. You're on the air.
Well, do we still have a Democrat and Republican Party?
I don't think so. I really don't.
I don't know either.
I basically asked that question.
My life's seen so much bickering and fussing going on.
And getting nothing done. And I was basically...
Yeah, they don't get nothing. They just pull away from each other.
Yeah. I was basically asked that question in just a little different manner last night. And my answer basically was, I think that every candidate out there talks out of both sides of their mouth. It's according to what you want to hear.
That's like this one gentleman up there at the voting booth, that guy asked him, said, "Are you a Republican or a Democrat?" He said, "All I hope I am is American."
Well, I said to him,
I'm not sure about that anymore.
At one time, we had Scott County kind of getting to where it's kind of in the middle. About like 55 Republicans and 45 Democrats. At one time, it was like 85 to 15 Republicans, and now it's back the same way, about 85-15. And my question is, how could a county that the per capita, now this was about 6 or 7 years ago, might have been a little longer than that. And I was reading this magazine, and where Scott County, Tennessee, per capita, lived on entitlements more than any other county in the United States, except 4 other counties in the United States, and they were out west.
Yeah.
And I said, how can you vote when all those entitlements that you're receiving was done through the Democrat Party? How are you? Why? That don't make sense to me. It drives you crazy.
Yeah.
How could someone that lives?
I just hope we can get something other going where that they'll be for the American people instead of pull away from each party. I tell you, it's a mess.
It beats all. I'll tell you, I've become a non-party affiliate.
It puts the capital in independent thought.
It does.
I sure appreciate. Have a good one, but be safe going home.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Stop by Heights Finance Corporation today and see Sandy List for all your financial needs. We're located in the Carl Pierce Furniture Building at 220 East Central Avenue in Eufaula, Tennessee. We offer loans from $500 to $100,000. Former bankruptcies are welcome, so give them a call. Call 563-6797. That's 563-6797. Or stop by their office 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT. The Mule Pro FXT is engineered to smooth out the most rugged terrain. Over 8.5 inches of suspension travel make uneven surfaces feel a lot less jarring, while a tight 16-foot turning radius combined with electric power steering means easy and effortless cornering on a dime. Engine braking is tuned for a controlled feel when heading downhill, and high-output LED headlights light up the way. Round out this exceptional package with the maximum stopping power of front and rear disc brakes, and there's almost nothing the Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT.
Hi, I'm Linda Kilgore. This is my 35th year with State Farm, my 25th year here in Campbell County. I'm not a high-pressure salesman. I like to just sit down with my customers and help them decide what's right for them. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Are you missing out on extra Medicare benefits that you may be entitled to? Hi, my name is Blake McCoy with Independent Insurance Consultants. If you have Medicare A and B and have Medicaid, TennCare, Q&B, or receive extra help on your prescription, drug premium, and copays, I want to make sure that you are receiving all the extra benefits that you are entitled to. Call me toll-free today. 1-866-691-5571 and let me help you.
Okay, I told you we was going to talk a little bit about abortion, and let me set this up. About 3-4 years ago, or a little bit longer, it was over incest. We started talking about incest, and there was a pastor here in town that was let go. And so little things, because I had no business talking about that, and I got some nasty letters saying that I caused them to lose their pastor, and I don't think that I caused them to lose their pastor. Their pastor caused them to lose their pastor, because evidently the things that was said it was done, evidently some of it must have been done. And it was talking about abortion, and it got in, like I say, it got into abortion. And one of the churches here in town did some campaigning against me, and didn't want anybody to sponsor my show. And And they're misrepresenting me, and I'll get to Scott County just in a minute. Because I have never said that I was for abortion. What I've said is, in certain cases, I am for abortion. But for abortion for convenience, I'm not. So anyway, Scott County, last week, a beauty salon started advertising with me. And she gets a letter from an unknown saying, why do you advertise on Channel 5? Because RL is for abortion. Why don't you advertise on a Christian station? In which there is another station, a Channel 4 in Scott County. And I'm not, their programming is, I guess, not any more Christian than ours. But the abortion was the big deal. So last night it got hot. Now I want to ask you a question, and I want you to be totally honest with me. How many of you out there was sitting in a hospital room with your wife? I don't know where any man should call and answer this or not, because it might cause some real problems. Because how many is sitting there and say, I want the child, my wife can go ahead and die? Now, how many of you tell me that that's the way you feel, or that's what you would do? How many of you out there actually give up your wife for an unborn child that you've never seen? And it's going to take your wife's life. How many out there? I'd like to see one of you answer that for me. And it got so hot, I used a choice word that I shouldn't have used. Probably two of them. Either you don't love your wife, or you're an idiot. One or the other is, and that's how hot it got. So I'd like to hear one person tell me that you'd let your wife die, that is so bent on abortion. It's a political ploy. It's the same thing. Because see that there's two women, that one in the House and one in the Senate, that wrote this bill to overturn Roe v. Wade. But whenever it come down to a vote and they're in charge, they refuse to vote for their own bill. But I'd like to just hear, you're on the air.
Hey, like you, I'm not in favor of abortion either, but I'm also not in favor of an appendectomy. I'm not in favor of amputation. The one thing I am in favor of is the confidentiality of a doctor-patient relationship. Now, I don't believe in these abortion mills, where they do nothing but you stand in line to get an abortion. Those things ought to be shut down.
I agree with you. I'm not for...
The privacy of the doctor-patient relationship and the confidentiality of the same should be inviolate. Politicians should not be able to interfere with that. You notice lawyers have not let the political process get involved in between their attorney-client privileges, have they?
No.
Doctors should have never let them do it either. And I'm in favor of going back to the confidentiality and of doctor-family, doctor-patient relationship. And I cannot answer your question. It's too difficult for me to even even, I mean, a man that has to face that question, if a doctor posed that question to a man, that's just too difficult for me to even attempt to answer.
I don't think a man should.
And I don't admire anybody who would have to make that decision either. That would be just between him and God, and hopefully his wife would be conscious enough to help him make the decision and make it right. That is a tough question, my man. I don't know. You may have somebody out there with the courage enough to call in.
I want somebody to call me.
And I will get off here. I appreciate you taking my call, but I just really, I agree with you, but I still believe politicians ought to get out of people's private lives with their doctors.
I agree with you.
Okay, buddy.
Thank you.
Enjoy it, right?
I know that there's several people out there. And folks, I believe that most of the people that believe so strongly and think that they would choose to not have an abortion and they'd let their spouse perish or die, I believe there's just very, very few of those. And we've let politicians actually get into our churches so deep that I'm not sure that our ministers actually, some of them, I'm saying some of them, really, they're afraid to challenge what some of their people really believe. And but somebody's, I got to get somebody to answer that question. You're on the air.
Yeah, well, I hear you. I'm out there asking. You know what? I couldn't make that decision to let my wife die for an unborn child. I just couldn't do it.
I couldn't. And no matter.
And I don't think that anybody else has the right to make that decision unless the woman wants to make it herself.
Well, unless she said, let's make this together.
Yeah.
You know, okay, and I'm willing. And now I know you've heard me tell this story, because I know you. I don't know you. I know your voice sounds awful familiar sometimes.
Yeah.
But this man called me. This has probably been 10 years ago, and this thing come up, and whenever was fighting so hard about it, and he said, I hated my father. My father is dead. I still hate my father.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what was so awful? He said, he took my mother away from me whenever I was 5 years old. I said, how did he take your mother away from you? He said, the doctors told my mom and my dad whenever they already had 5 kids, I believe it was 5 kids, pretty sure it was, and said, and they told him if she ever got pregnant again, that she would die. And sure enough, she got pregnant again. And the doctor said, if we will terminate this pregnancy before the 3 months is up, we got a chance to save your wife's life. He wouldn't agree. She wouldn't go against the wishes of her husband, and she did go on and deliver that child and died. And my dad took my mother away from myself and 4 other kids to satisfy an insane man, because he believed, and he was highly religious in his
decision that they need to talk and make together. But
and well, she was in favor of aborting the child.
Yeah.
But he wasn't, so they couldn't come to a, and so she and they were supposed by him, they were very religious people or Christian people. And
what are a Christian and that's being a Christian is great, religion is great, but now there's a radical in everything.
And to me, that is being radical.
Me too, because I just couldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
Me either, as far as I'm concerned, and I couldn't, and I don't think anybody else has, not even if they're in church, I don't care, I don't think they have that right to preach it. I really don't.
I appreciate your call.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're on the air.
Yeah, I was calling about divorce and about babies.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's just like killing a baby. That's just like somebody going out killing a person, you know?
Okay.
And that's the way I feel about it, because, you know, if they're going to kill a child, they should, you know, why they should, you know, just like that little boy, you know, at school, you know, he went to prison over shooting
Ken Barkley?
Yeah.
But let me ask you.
What's the difference? Because that's just a child,
Okay, well, now, I'm going to take...
a little child.
I'm going to take two different scenarios here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If the woman dies,
yeah,
is that not murder also in your eyes, the way you're looking at it?
Well, yeah, in God's eyes, yeah.
And so, which one are you going to give up? Something that you've never met or seen, or are you going to give up the love and the camaraderie and the everything else, even if the relationship is not as great as it should be? But are you going to give up your spouse in order to save an unborn fetus? If now, I'm not saying just any unborn, because if that I'm saying that this fetus is probably 80-90% likely to kill that woman.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, which one are you going to do? Are you going to save the child that you've never seen, or are you going to try to save that woman?
Well, it'd be best, the baby's in God's hands, and the women, you know what I mean, she's in God's hands.
All of us is in God's hands.
Yeah.
And so,
but like you said, you know, if they're doing it, you know what I mean. It's sad, but like I'm saying, you know, the woman, you know, be basically a woman and let the child go on. You know, it's in God's hands.
Yeah, I think the woman should make the call if she's in sound mind.
Yeah.
But I think if a man, and why is a man even in the conversation, unless the wife asks the man to be into the conversation, wouldn't, I don't think that my wife would talk to me about whether somebody was going to kill me, even if I was in prison for killing a bunch of people, and then and they're going to put me dead. I believe that she'd still be there fighting, hoping to save my life.
Yeah, it's true. It's just like that child. You know.
But so I don't think it's an easy deal, no matter how you look at it.
No.
Because there's nobody here in Campbell County, Scott County, where I don't believe that loves kids any more than I love kids.
Oh yeah, we love kids too. I love kids. I got grandkids, and I got kids too. But you know, I thought about that. You know, about that child. You know, he's in God's hand. But you know, like you said, if it's the child or you have to fight for it.
I understand. And now let me just ask you, just a simple yes or no.
Okay.
Would you save the mother's life?
Yes, I will.
That was what so you would let the child that's unborn.
Yeah, if you know something was wrong with it, yes.
Yes. Okay.
It's in God's hands.
See, that's what I'm saying. We've made it such a you can't answer the question a yes or no unless you're put into the situation.
Uh-huh.
And we got people that's and I'm not saying people are like ISIS or anything, but that's right now that's what's wrong with the Middle East and the things that's happening. They are taking literally saying you're the devil and we're going to kill you. And we're going to kill you because it's not a sin for us to kill you.
No, that's the 10 Commandments.
So that's, and I believe that with this one instant, we have taken
took control over it.
Right, but it's I think that it's sad. Appreciate your call.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to talk to one or two more, at least on this particular subject, and because I got about 10 minutes on this, and we can change gears. You're on the air.
Well, just real quick here.
Okay.
I'm going to lighten the mood just a tad.
Okay.
Oh, now, are you asking me that question now or 30 years ago when I married my lovely bride? So, now we have to cause a little problem.
Listen, only way, now because...
I'm not one to gossip, but I'm just saying.
Well, now wait just a minute. I'm saying, I don't know whether your wife is watching this program or not.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, I'm definitely in a different room. You can count on it. So.
Okay, so you can say whatever you want to say. But
no, I just want to do a little lightning on that. No, I've always believed, that it's a lady's choice, and that we've got too much business in that.
And we made it a political football, haven't we?
We have, and there's young people that have to make that decision that go in as a couple, and there's circumstances, that's unknown to us and shouldn't be known to us,
Right.
Like Hazel Valley said, it's nobody's business, and you're supposed to have that privacy, and people should, and if they don't, they need to get them a lawyer.
Well, I'll tell you, these, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this in length and spell it out, trying to get some yeses or nos,
right.
That's what's wrong with our political arena right now. That's why we don't talk to each other. We don't get nothing done because they're
everything. It's just not that though. There is laws for laws, and I mean that's all that they do. You think about it.
Oh, I know. But now, what I'm saying,
state level, that's all the hell they do. That's all that they're sent there to do is make more laws, and it's ridiculous, But I mean, we as a country, we have not grown more intelligent by far. And it's getting worse.
It's getting worse because we are in this deal of we're thinking like these radicals.
It's most definitely is that way. And when you dive off into religion, you can get that way here. People don't want to hear that. But it's as much as live here as it is anywhere. Do they go out and kill people like they do over there? Absolutely not. But now they have their, each branch of it has their own things that they...
Well, now, wait a minute. Just stop and think about the 2004, Rudolph down in Atlanta.
Right.
And he also bombed a abortion, and I'm not for abortion clinics. I don't like that at all.
I'm not neither, but these people have to have a place to go. But I don't think that there should be allowed to be out in protest. I think that's where they're stepping over the HIPAA laws, in my opinion.
But there's
these people come in and and yelling and saying things at them because 100 feet's all they got to stay away. 100 feet ain't nothing.
No.
And to yell at these people and to scream and to act like they're damning somebody into this and that, but that's wrong. And then people, to me, that's a radical. they're radical to sit and yell that to a young couple or a young lady or anything going in that situation. They don't know what their situation is, and nor should they know.
Right.
So, but it's, you're getting off in a deep one there, and they will burn me out if you keep on talking about this. But I'm going to have to quit watching your show. Keep on with this stuff. You know that, right? So I just want you to know that.
Well, you're too involved. You have to have your fix every week.
I hear you, brother. More than that. So, hey, keep on keeping on, brother, and have a safe trip home.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, and the thing about it, and just in my eyes, how is it not judging me that Ridgeview, some of their people, and I'm not saying and I don't even know where the church is at, that goes out and tells people don't advertise with that man, or don't watch him. He's I don't know. I'm not a mean person, and I'm not afraid to address issues and problems. Because whenever I first started in Scott County, I don't know how many people said, "RL, you got to stop. You'll get killed in 6 months." Because people don't want to talk about incest. They don't want to talk about molestation. They don't want you to talk about their kids going to the store with their feet rusting, and the eyes and hands, the elbows as rusty as they can. That don't stay on and get that way in just one day or a week or a month. So they don't take care of their kids, and we wonder why we have so much. We have headlights now, and 1 or 2 kids get in school. You got a real problem. Well, heck, whenever I was a kid, we had our head, just as soon as it got summertime, every young kid just about it had their hair cut to the skin just about it. Because of lice. But anyway, we are destroying our own country by doing something. And I guarantee you that Obamacare is not going to be overturned. Roe versus Wade is not going to be overturned. No matter how political it gets, it won't change. Whenever you got 50-60% of the people supporting any issue like that, they can't. The way our government is set up, you just can't. 1 or 2 people can't change laws. And I still believe we're the greatest country on earth, but we're getting into some serious trouble, folks. I really believe that, because we are creating radicals. Because not because our preachers in our churches and stuff, because they're caught up in that same thing that the elected officials are caught up in. And I've told you the story about going to this one big church in Knoxville, or in Knox County, and I could have really enjoyed the singing and the preaching at night, except the pastor of the church says we got to really pray, because it looks like we're going to have an Obama for president. We're supposed to keep politics out of our churches, and I believe that. You're on the air.
Yes, this is probably a little bit different than what you was talking about, but I was just curious. You remember years ago when that guy, he unfortunately, he took his mother's life up here in this county.
Yes.
Why, after all of these years, is he still housed down here in Campbell County Jail?
Good question.
Because I do know for a fact he is still there.
Well, I can probably give you the answer. It's the inside knowledge and pull that he or family members have to keep him close to them.
Well, was he ever sentenced, I never heard no more about it.
I have no idea. He just might have been an absolute plea thing.
Yeah.
Because you know that your attorney general, that he got in trouble on 2 or 3 plea deals that was nationally known.
Well, the only reason I do know this to be the truth is because I'm very ashamed to say that I got a public intoxication in my own yard one day, and they held me 10 days down there in maximum security, and there I was locked up right beside of him, and I couldn't figure out why I was there for 10 days and why he's still there.
And that's been a while back.
Well, let's see, I've been home, I stayed 10 or 11 days, so I've been home 10 days, so it's been a month. Well, first of last month.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been there for 5 years. I just couldn't figure it out.
I know what you're saying. Appreciate your call.
Thank you, buddy.
We'll be back out of these words from our sponsors.
Stop by Heights Finance Corporation today and see Sandy West for all your financial needs. We're located in the Carl Pierce Furniture Building at 220 East Central Avenue in Eufaula, Tennessee. We offer loans from $500 to $100,000. Former bankruptcies are welcome, so give them a call. Call 563-6797. That's 563-6797. Or stop by their office 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. If you live for the outdoors, there's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement. Polaris, the world leader in off-road innovation.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Pierce. I may not be Jake from State Farm, but I do wear khakis. I've been here with Linda Kilgore's office for 2 years. I enjoy helping people make a decision regarding their insurance based on their needs and wants. I'm fully licensed. I enjoy selling auto, home, and life insurance, so feel free to come in or call in any time, and I'll be glad to help you.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Are you missing out on extra Medicare benefits that you may be entitled to? Hi, my name is Blake McCoy with Independent Insurance Consultants. If you have Medicare A and B and have Medicaid, TennCare, Q&B, or receive extra help on your prescription, drug premium, and copays, I want to make sure that you are receiving all the extra benefits that you are entitled to. Call me toll-free today. 1-866-691-5571 and let me help you.
Hey, we're back, folks. We've got about another 20 minutes, and we'll talk to you about any issue. I had a very interesting call again in support of the first lady that called me on this thing. Said, you know, if it's going to cost that mother the life, we know where that child's going. That child is not set in God's hand. It's going to a better place. That mother, we don't know. And to take that mother's life, at that point, we may have lost God may have lost another child. You never know. Things can change. But anyway, there is one thing that bothers me. That's one of the things that bothers me. I have to say it about it. But now I'm going to, unless or somebody wants to comment on that. You're on the air.
Ariel, I agree with you. I agree with you on that too. I think the woman should be able to make her own decision in her own privacy. And I don't think it's none of the government's business or nobody else's.
Well, that's the way I feel, especially if their life is in jeopardy.
Yeah, and if my wife was in that situation, I know I might have 5 other kids that really needs her, and it'd be awful hard for me to raise them without her help, you know. There's a lot of ways you can look at that, you know.
Yeah, and for me, the best way for me to look at it is whenever I got married, you know, I took a vow, till death do we part.
Right.
And that's what I mean, and I'm not going to try to rush
anything that cost your wife.
That's right. I'm not going to do anything to rush that up on her.
I'm not either, so
appreciate.
I agree with you on the right track. I think about that.
Okay, appreciate your call, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
You're on the air.
Hello, Ariel.
Hello.
So you got the God Squad after you?
No, yeah, well, yes and no.
Well, yeah, that's what I do. I do.
Yeah, it's.
My daddy was aimed at that God Squad. They done him wrong. He was in church down here, and they told him, said he's either going to quit playing his bluegrass music, or else he'd be excommunicated from the church.
And
my dad said, "What?" My dad said, "Bye." He said, "You all ain't God-fearing people. I mean, all they are to me is a bunch of backbiting so-called Christians around here that want to put their nose in everybody else's business, and they ain't got no damn right to. Now, I'm going to tell it just the way it is, because I know how they done my daddy and how bad they hurt his feelings. He never in his life played music around alcohol or drugs or anything else. It's always bluegrass music, and he played it up in Pike County, Kentucky for the Shriners there for, almost 18 years before he passed away, to raise money for the kids. He's played all kinds of festivals like that. And any place he played, he made sure there was no alcohol or drugs around. And you could have Bill Lavelle. He played a lot of music with Bill up the valley here when they had Big Barn. And the people around here, they think they can put their nose in everybody's business when their own nose ain't even clean. So that's a touchy subject with me. And I feel it just the way it is, and I don't care who knows it.
Well, here's a thing. Whenever I was a child, the church that I went to, there was 2 denominations in the church, because it just had the one building, but there's 2 denominations that went to that church, and they would not allow string music. But let me just tell you how uneducated they were. They were good people, but they had a piano, and the strings in the piano is what makes the noise.
That's right.
But they wouldn't allow a guitar or banjo, mandolin, or nothing. Then they started allowing guitars and mandolins. Now they even allow drums in most churches.
See how they can turn that around, though? They can turn things around, like I said, no stringed instruments, and they're playing a stringed instrument.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? They can turn it around for their own use.
Right.
So, you know, I kind of just, you know, swipe it off my back and forget about it, you know.
I appreciate you calling.
Well, they just ain't got the guts to come to your face and talk to you.
Appreciate your call.
So I guess what made a few of them Christians out there mad at me, oh, well, don't mean nothing.
I don't know
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye. No, I'm not meaning to get on the church or anything. I just wish they'd get off of me on this issue, because I think, you know, if people saying that I'm you know, they say I don't believe in God. He's a non-believer. He's this or he's a that, or people don't. I mean, I don't know. And it's something that I don't know enough about to argue with anybody about it. I used to read the Bible, and I've read the Bible through and through, but I don't know enough about it to argue about it, because it's too complicated for me. Because I hadn't heard from Ann Hester not one time tonight. She hadn't got mad at me for reading some of her column. Now, she started out for a little, but like I started to say, folks, I won't lie to you. I get confused about the Bible. Just I don't know. There's too many people read and tell other people that can't read, and then they believe, because to me, there's not just one thing that says it's an abomination. There's 7 different things in the Bible says it's an abomination, but we never talk about but one of them. You're on the air. Go ahead, you're on the air. Give me a call back. We'll put you on. Okay. Somebody's on hold. Okay, now that cleared the line. Give us a call back, and we'll talk to you about anything you want to talk about. We'll talk about fishing. Oh, I seen in the now I did say about the monies that was supposed to have went to the fishing tournament. I did say it was alleged to have happened, but Ann Hester was more blunt about it. And I'm telling you, I'd say the first 2 or 3 paragraphs, I mean, she was just warming up to tell all the elected officials they're not doing their job. And she said that she dreamed or something that oh, here, she was going on about wanting someone to come to their house and fan them, because if they didn't, he would remember their lack of service to them when elected time. He's talking about people, how they will make every pledge and promise in the world to you while you're out there campaigning, but they never come through. The truth is they can't. You're on the air.
Hello, Ariel.
Hey, how you doing,
I
sir?
came to subject just a little bit.
You can change it any way you want to. We can talk about horses if you want to.
Oh, you know how the commission keeps raising taxes and saying they ain't got no money?
Uh-huh.
Well, they're going to build a new boat ramp at the White Bridge, and I thought that, project was complete and everything. But they got money to waste on that.
Yeah, sometimes...
And they're hollering they ain't got no money, and Jeff Barlow's screaming we're broke and everything, and... But they sure got the money if they find a special project like that.
I always tell you, Mr. Miller, and you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yes.
That's been a pet peeve of his for a while. And I know that he has done things to help generate revenue in this county. And I guess they owe him one.
Yeah, he's a good man, but I thought that that they didn't have no money.
Well, let me tell you this. I mean, how many times have you seen or heard? I've been doing this show here. This April, first week of April, will be I'll be completing my 12th year. No, 12th year, because I came here the first week of April in 2003. And how many times have I heard that Campbell County couldn't afford even, at one time they was going to have to shut down the buses because they couldn't afford the gas. And they couldn't do this. But all of a sudden they can, on different project comes up, especially during election time, they can allocate $85,000 for every commissioner in the county. They can build jails. This is the second jail they've built since I've been over here.
It is.
They come up and say they miscalculated the size of the rooms that they're supposed to have and the bathrooms and stuff. Well, the people, and you turn right around, and the very people that head those projects and stuff gets reelected.
They do, over and over.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
It don't.
So why should they do it right? Because they're not held accountable. So why should they worry about it?
And this county, they can make money disappear. They can have $100 million and it suddenly disappear.
Well, that's what their job is, to make sure it gets spent on stuff that's supposed to be on stuff that you really need.
Instead of helping the people, they do their little whatever they want to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Instead of helping everybody.
Appreciate your call.
Okay. You have a good night, Ariel. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. You're on the air.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Gibson.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Just fine, thank you. A couple of subjects there. First of all, as far as money, Campbell County will never be short on money as long as the citizens of the county have got a nickel in their pocket. All they got to do is just reach in their pocket and get it. They'll never be out of money.
They'll just come and get it, huh?
They'll just come and get it. Netanyahu, on his speaking before the Congress, New York Times, and I don't have the Times, but I got the word, and I'm taking this second-handed. They printed that the White House, the administration was not advised in advance. And they printed another article. What is it? Where they make a mistake?
A retraction
article.
A retraction.
A retraction. They printed a retraction on it and stated that the administration had been advised in advance. And it just, whenever you print a story, then you recall it or whatever you just have said, that part don't ever get heard. So, and like I say, I'm getting this second-handed. You know what I'm saying? I don't take the New York Times. But what was the other subject? I was thinking on something else there. But anyhow.
Well, you just take your time and think of it. Because, you know, I have gotten, and used to, at one time I had close to 400 people that worked under me. I had about 10 or 11 supervisors and trainers, and but I remember every one of the people. If we hired somebody on Monday, by Friday I could remember that person's name and everybody in it. And whenever I walk down the lines or anything, I always acknowledge those people.
Well, that's good.
And that's one of the things. I'm not too swift, but that's one of the things that helped me get to where I went.
Well, at one time I could remember parts numbers. You know, like on the Mac equipment, we had so much of it was the same stuff. I could remember this stuff. And in projects, in building a project, this is useless trivia. I'd always build a project backwards. I would see what I wanted at the end product, and I'd go backwards, and then I'd go back the other way is how I'd do a project. But I think, well, I don't want to tell you what I think causes a lot of this your memory loss, but mine has really affected. And sometimes I make an excuse for it, and I say that maybe it's nature's way of protecting us.
Well, that's true, because last night, like I say, this person writing this letter and shooting me down, and the station too. Why do you deal with them when you got a Christian station and they advertise beer and everything? We don't do that. We don't. I'm the only one that's a big hindrance to anything, I guess. But I got upset, and like I said, I used a couple of tough words.
You got your little book, look up words. I remember now what I was going to mention.
Okay.
I attended I guess you would call it a meeting or an election at the courthouse Saturday. I was very, very much disappointed in how the thing was conducted. I don't think it was done right.
Well, was that the one about Jacksboro?
Well, it was the one where the Republican, I think Campbell County Republican Committee or something, elected officers.
Oh, okay.
And the way they did it, it just did not sit well with me as far as, I didn't think it was done in what I considered to be democracy. And there was things done there that I wish somebody would explain, and there were several people there. But what really got me, and I'm not talking about the people who were appointed or elected to the positions, but they opened the floor. First of all, the gentleman who was, I guess I wouldn't call him the chairman or the MC, whoever, the man that was conducting the meeting or whatever.
Right. The correct word for that is facilitator.
Okay. Boy, that's a long word. But, yeah. He said that it would be conducted by Robert's Rules of Order and whatever. But anyhow, when he opened the floor for nominations, instantly somebody nominated somebody, and instantly somebody seconded it. And within less than 5 seconds, another person made a motion to cease nomination. And within another second, somebody seconded that motion. And this is how this entire thing was done. As soon as they opened the floor for nominations, a nomination was made, seconded, a close of nominations within less than 5 seconds. And for some reason, it appeared to me, and I've never been into a meeting that was done this way, to me, there was always a request to say, is there any other nominations? And there was only one person nominated for each position, and then the motion was made to cease nominations. And I didn't think, there was something about that bothered me. It just,
Well, now, let me tell you, there is a method of which you can stop that.
point of order or something?
You're saying we're going to have Robert's Rule of Order? That's not Robert's Rules of Order. This has been discussed outside of this issue, and we all have a right to speak on this issue. And you can challenge that second. Well, if the person that is conducting that meeting is worth their salt as far as conducting meetings, then they will push that back and reopen it for a discussion.
It appeared to me that all these decisions were made prior to this get-together.
I guarantee they were.
It was, I guarantee it was.
And even the facilitator was in on it.
Yeah, and it brings back a saying that was very simple, and I'm sure that there's a lot of your listeners out there are familiar with it. It don't mean nothing. Drive on.
Exactly.
I'm sorry?
I said exactly.
And that's what I believe. This is what's happened to our country. And if we'll look in the mirror, we're the ones that's allowing this to happen. And I think I'm partially guilty too, by not taking more of a stand on this thing. But anyhow, I've took a lot of your time.
Oh, no, I still got about 2 minutes. Ain't no use running off now, because we can just...
I'm sorry, I'll make the comment on Ann Hester's column. You have to read her column in entirety. And when I first started reading her column, I had a heck of a time understanding her point. You know what I'm saying? She made you think. And this column that she wrote, the last one, she set herself in a position as being dreaming. And dreaming all these good things.
Right.
And then she woke up.
And then that, like that was Tex Ritter sang, you know, and then I woke up.
Yeah. But anyhow, I do appreciate your time and I appreciate your show. And like I've said many a times, these shows are a great asset to our community. And at least, well, let me put it this way, all the subjects and whatever, they're not all decided before they come on the air. Everybody can put in their 2 cents, and I really enjoy hearing other people's opinions.
I appreciate your call. And now, when are you going? Is it an absolute no, so I can quit hounding these other 2 to come on my show?
I don't really know just yet.
Now we've been talking about this for 1.5 years or 2 years. It's about time you say yes.
Well, your ratings may go to the very bottom.
Well, then we just go to work to build them back up.
Let me continue to think on it. I had an answer at one time, and I don't remember what it was. I gave you some sort of a political type of answer, and my memory's gone so bad that I can't remember what it was.
You made me think of that, Alan, what's his name, show that where he had Don Knotts and these other guys on there, and this one guy, he never did know what his name was. Okay. And he forgot his name. Then they come on and said, what's your name? And he said, oh, I know my name. I know my name. He said, I seen it in a bowl of cereal. Those little, what was they called? Where they had
alphabets.
Alphabets.
Alphabet cereal.
Cereal. And he said, I seen my name. I know my name. I know my name. He said, oh, well, what is it? Oh, he said, oh, I forgot. I ate it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're on hard break. You got to go.
Well, I'm going home. See you later.
You have a safe one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Folks, I've enjoyed it very much tonight. And I hope I haven't alienated anyone to where they don't want to call or watch my show. I've been doing it for a long time. I want to continue to do it. I'm going to continue to do it as long as I don't have to take money out of my own pocket. Now, whenever it gets to where I would have to take money out of my own pocket, I'll quit. And that's just the way it is. Good night, everybody. I love doing it. We'll see you next week.